Hey guys, welcome to Xtina's Take. I'm going to warn you this is going to be a long one, probably, because I have a lot to get off my chest. And it's going to be a serious one. So I waited a few days to post and comment and give my take on it because I had to get my thoughts together and my heart together because it's just too much right now. Normally I usually have my hair covered when it's not done. Y'all is used to the scarves and the wigs and the hats and stuff. Excuse me. I just woke up not too long ago, so I got that in my throat, in my chest that I get to cough up. But anyway, but I chose not to today. And usually I'm very self-conscious about my hair when it's not done. If it's not done, I've always put a hat on or a scarf or a wig or something to cover it up. But here it is in all its natural glory. And the reason why I'm doing it as self-conscious as I am, and I'll give y'all a history on that a little bit, is because I want y'all to see me in all my black glory, in all my blackness. This hair is natural. It ain't been touched in over 2 years with any chemicals. So that's why it's all natural. I don't have it down. It needs to be combed out. But anyway, for you guys who don't know, who aren't black, hair is a huge issue to us. And mainly it was made an issue to us from y'all. If y'all ain't black, white people. It is an eternal thing with us inside our race, but because of our history and because we were made to feel inferior, especially with our hair, because it's so tightly coiled and because it's I don't want to say nappy, it's not, but because of the curl pattern and the coarseness, that's the word I was looking for. Because of the coarseness of our hair, of course, y'all didn't know what to do with it, and so it was a big deal, especially with the standard of beauty. So I know hair in the African American community is a huge thing. I'm not gonna go into the whole history of it. Y'all want to know about it? Chris Rock, like many moons ago, I don't know how many years ago, but it had to be at least 10 or 15 years ago, he did a documentary called Good Hair to explain this. I recommend y'all check it out. I've seen it a couple of times. It's a very good documentary documenting our obsession with hair. But anyway, back on to my rant, and that kind of ties into it a little bit. I have a question for white people, seriously, and I'm asking in all seriousness because at this point I'm fucking tired, and the world is tired. My race is tired, and I wonder, why do y'all hate us so much? Why do y'all quote unquote fear us so much? I don't understand it. Like, I mean, I never really understood it, but I don't, we don't do anything. In case y'all have missed the whole last like 400, 600 some years, we didn't ask to be here. We did not ask to be here. Y'all took us. You literally took us from our home country and you brought us here and you enslave us. And then when we get free, you come up with laws to cripple us and to always constantly let us know that we're inferior to you. And then when that became an issue with the civil rights movement, and let me explain something to y'all, the reason why I get so upset, I'm in my 40s. I'm in my early 40s. What y'all have to understand is I'm only one generation removed from the civil rights movement. I remember listening to stories from my mother and my grandmother of how they were treated. My mother grew up during the civil rights movements. She's a 1950s baby. She literally grew up in the thick of the civil rights movement. My grandmother grew up during Jim Crow. So I'm only one or two generations removed from it. We ain't that far. Y'all love to say, well, that was years ago. That was 200, whatever, how many years ago it was. How many generations ago was slavery? If you really think about it, we are not that fucking far removed from it. We still hurt from it. We still suffer the ramifications of it. And y'all do too. And one of the things that pisses me off in this country is the fact that nothing has been done about it. And I'm not even talking about restitution. I know that ain't coming because y'all don't value us. So I don't even hope to even think of anything in terms of restitution for us. I know that's a fucking joke. I know that's not going to fucking happen. But y'all enslave us, y'all treat us, y'all beat us, y'all flog us, y'all hunt us down like rabid fucking dogs. You give us the scraps off your fucking table. You work us from sun up to sundown. I would never forget the first time I went into the South, like deep South, and I was in New Orleans. And it was a pleasure trip. I was there for Mardi Gras, but I also felt like it was very important for me to know my history and learn my history and the culture of the people. And so I had scheduled a plantation tour. I wanted to see the plantation homes. I wanted to see where my ancestors came from. You know, it may not be New Orleans specifically, but that was a representation because I knew they still had very old plantation homes there. And so I did a tour, which one pissed me off because I was the only black person on the tour. Me and my who I was with at the time, we were only two black people there, so that was uncomfortable. And then two, it's just, I remember sitting in a garden of an old plantation home, and I could see the Mississippi River over the I don't know what you call them. I forgot what you call them. The levees, because they broke the levees. I could see the huge hump, the huge mound of dirt there, and then I could see the Mississippi River. And I remember sitting in the garden, and I remember I just became so full because I looked at that beautiful house. I looked at this beautiful garden. I looked at all the beautiful landscaping, and all I can do is take myself back in time and think like, this is what my ancestors built. I'm standing on what my ancestors built for nothing, to get beat. So all that happens. We all know the story of slavery. Okay, so that happens, and then you set us free, and then what? And then what? There was nothing done to repair the damage because y'all don't value us enough to want to repair that damage. And I'm talking about damage on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why all this, the George Floyd, and this is the reason why I'm making this, because I'm tired. I woke up with tears on my eyes and got to Instagram and did my Facebook check and all that stuff that I do in the morning. And I literally sitting there crying and praying my daughter don't see, because I don't want to have to explain the tears to her. But part of the problem in this damn country is that all this happened to us. This horrific thing happened to us as a people, and it's never been fucking properly addressed. You guys went on and lived your life, and you ignored the travesty that happened to ours. And it's not even talked about. We've never had like a really deep discussion. Like, I'm scared. It's just so much to this, and y'all who are not black don't understand. Y'all who are watching this and y'all black, y'all feel my pain. I'm sure even without words, y'all can understand the point that I'm trying to make, is that this has never been properly dealt with, ever. I'm scared sometimes. Not scared. I'm not going to say scared. That's the wrong word. I'm hesitant to become really good friends with white people. And I know some good white people. I don't hate all white people. I don't. I know for the most part y'all mean well, but it's to the point where most of my friends who I really cherish are black. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the in me to explain the issues of race with y'all or getting upset. I had one that I tried to explain our issues, which was really sad because she had black children. The only men she dealt with were black men, but had no idea of our history. I mean, she had the nerve to say she didn't understand why black women got so upset about white women, but that's y'all ignorance about white women with black men. I had to sit down and tell her, we valid have an issue with that. Yeah, y'all free to love who you want to love. I mean, some of the people I grew up with are mixed race. I don't have an issue with mixed race. I don't have an issue with if you love who you love, but there's a reason why it stings us. And if y'all are going to lay down with a black man, and if y'all going to have his babies, please understand the world is not going to look at your babies and say, hey, look at that beautiful mixed race child. Some of y'all might, but for the most part, it's that one drop rule. And it was that one drop rule that y'all white people came up with to further keep us down. So when we look at somebody who's mixed race, when the world looks at somebody who's mixed race, we see a black person. We don't necessarily see, now we may say, oh, that child looks mixed, but you're part of the clan. And for you to have an ignorant white mother who doesn't understand, but is quick to lay down with us, but doesn't fully understand what it means to be black. And I know that nobody outside of being black will never fully, you guys, I don't give a damn how much you sympathize with us. And I appreciate the sympathy, but y'all would never fucking understand what it means to be black. Just yesterday, I had went out, took my daughter to the mall. because the malls are open. And I mean, we did the whole social distancing as much as we could. We wore masks, all that stuff. We were as much safe, and we were pretty much in and out. But while we were there, it was the first time the mall had opened up since this COVID thing, right? So my husband had gave me some money to go get this perfume that I wanted. Now I could have went online and got it cheaper, but I said, "Oh, let me go check it out. We're in the mall. Let me go get it." I don't, you know. So I go get it, and it was a little bit more expensive to get it in the store than it was some prices that I seen online, right? But because it was a high end department store, and I didn't look all high end and stuff because I was just coming to come in and out. You know, I ain't about to dress all up and whatever. I get there and I could see the doubt in the woman's eyes as to why I was asking. And it was a particularly expensive perfume. It was from Yves Saint Laurent, so you know that's designer. That's expensive. So I asked for that particular perfume, and I could see the doubt in her eyes, and she's just like, "Oh, here she goes. She want to see it." And I bought it. It was a white woman, and I bought it just to prove to her that I could buy it, that I had the money with me. But that's what we go through. Now, yeah, was it a stupid move? Financially, yeah, because I could have got it for about $20 cheaper online. But I didn't want to be another black woman to come in there and just look around, and then she's thinking to herself, "Oh, she can't afford that." But that's what we go through. Besides being fucking killed. Like animals. I haven't even watched the whole thing with George Floyd. I haven't. I can't bring myself to because I'm just tired. I know all I need to know. I know he died at the hands of a cop. I know that the cop kneeled on his neck till he couldn't breathe. I do know that, but I haven't. And I've watched clips of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing because I just can't bring myself to because it's just too much. And it's not just about George Floyd. It's about every man who came before him. It's about the Ahmauds who can't go jogging. Jogging. He wasn't fucking with nobody. He was minding his fucking business, jogging, and he gets killed by a citizen. It's about the Trayvon Martins out there. It's about the Philando Castros out there. It's about every black man who's gotten killed at the hands of a trigger-happy fucking, what do you call them? A trigger-happy citizens with this whole stand your ground shit. That wasn't made for us. We do some shit like that, that's automatic life sentence for us. That's the disparity. We can't do the same things to white people that white people do to us. Because there's such a disparity in justice. We look at y'all wrong and y'all trying to give us life, but y'all can kill us in broad daylight with a whole audience and not get nothing. And I'm shocked. I will say this. I'm actually shocked that they got fired. I really am. And I think they're talking about bringing charges up on the main one who did the kneeling on his neck. And that's so sad to say that after all this, after the Trayvon Martins, after the Philando Castros, after the Sandra Blands, after all these names that I can't even think of because it's so many of them. It's so many of them. The Ahmauds, after all of those, now it's okay to want to fire the police officers. We had to have how many dead men and women before? You know, and I remember thinking like, oh, not paid administrative leave pending investigation, which is what the fuck they always tell us is going to happen. Oh, yeah, they're not going to enforce, but you're still going to pay them. Pending investigation. That's the sad state that we live in. That I'm actually surprised and shocked that they actually fired them and they're talking about charging them because we don't expect justice. Just so y'all know, we don't expect justice. We know it's not going to come. But that's the world that we live in. That's what we live in every day. At 8 years old, my daughter doesn't even trust the police. At 8 years old. And I've always told her the police is what you go to when you're in trouble. That's what you try to teach your kids. The police are here to serve and protect. They're here to protect you. They're here to help you. And at 8 years old, my daughter don't like the police because she has to keep hearing stories about a Philando Castro or a George Floyd or a Sandra Bland. And God forgive me, I can't remember his name right now because I'm upset, but the guy who got choked out because he was selling cigarettes. She hears those. She hears me upset and talking about them. So 8 years old, I have to explain to my daughter why when we got traffic stopped sometime last year, and it happened like a couple or maybe a month or so, we had a police thing over here in a county over from where I live at. A county over, a city over from where I live at. Some guy got killed by the police because his wife and children were waiting for him inside of a gym. They were in a parking lot too long, and when he tried to explain to them what was going on, why they were there, they were just waiting on him to get done with his work. He gets killed. And so, like a month or so after that, my husband got pulled over because he didn't put his turn signal on. And the whole time, I'm terrified. I'm praying. I'm telling him, take the bass out your voice. It's a yes, sir situation. Don't argue with him. If it comes to that, and please back me. And I know that George Floyd didn't argue. And so I can't even tell that to my husband because there's no motherfucking guarantee that even if he don't argue, he gonna make it out alive. Philando Castro didn't argue. He told him he had a firearm and he was licensed to carry, and they still killed him in front of his fucking daughter and his fiance, and you killed him. And so we got stopped, and I'm telling my husband, I said, put your hands on the steering wheel, 10 and 2. Don't make any sudden moves. And my daughter was back here to witness, and she heard the fear in my voice, and we had a great officer. And I remember I told my husband, I said, take any attitude out your voice, take any bass out your voice. Even if you don't agree with the ticket, you don't argue with him about the ticket. You take the ticket as long as you leave out of this situation alive. That's all I'm asking for, because right now they're killing you in front of your family. And thank God we had a nice officer. He was very respectful. He could see the fear in us. And he was white, and he did everything he could to ease it. So I'm not saying all cops are bad. They're not. We encountered a good cop who really tried his best to reassure us. He said, take your hands off the steering wheel, sir. It's just a normal traffic stop. I'm just going to, warn you. I'm not even going to give you a ticket, whatever. So that ended well, but that's no guarantee with any other situation. So again, I have that. What is it about us that y'all fear so much? That's what y'all always want to use, is that fear word. Well, we let me explain something to y'all. Us as a black people, as a whole, white people, we definitely fear y'all more than you should fear us. Because the government, the system is stacked in y'all's favor. Like I said, there's such a fucking disparity in the sentencing and the court proceedings between us. You got people who mass kill white little kids. Oh my God, I was bullied in school, so now I'm gonna go kill kindergartners. Well, no, I think he actually killed himself. But I know it's been a few mass shootings out there where the motherfuckers who actually did the shit walked out alive. I think it was one of them. I forgot who he killed, or it was multiple killings. And they took this motherfucker to McDonald's or Burger King some damn where to get him something to eat before they process him in the fucking jail. What the fuck kind of shit is that? And y'all got the nerve to say you fear us. No, we fear y'all. We fear y'all. There's no reason to fear us. Oh, yeah, but it is. But it is a reason to fear us. And I think I may have some of the answer. I don't know all the racial dynamics. I don't have all the answers to it. All I know is this is the single most ignored thing in our country. We can talk economics. We can talk tax brackets. We can talk pandemic. We can talk everything else but race relations. So now you sitting basically on a pot of boiling water because now it's boiled over. Because we fucking tired of being hunted down in these streets behind a fucking badge. And because you have a badge, it gives you the right to fucking kill us. When we're being compliant. When I have to have those conversations with my husband when he gets pulled over. When I'm praying the whole time and I'm shaking because I'm like, are we going to make it out this situation alive? That's the fucking trauma that we go through over a simple traffic stop. I have an idea why y'all fear us white people. I have an idea. And y'all could debunk it or not. And yeah, I'm making this post extremely racial because that's what the fuck it is. Because I'm goddamn tired. I'm tired of having to bite my motherfucking tongue. I'm tired of trying to appease the white people to make them feel safe and comfortable around us because we're so different. Y'all know y'all fucked up. I think deep down in every white person's, not every, but most who want to use that fear shit or the inferior shit, we're beneath you, or the hate that y'all have for us, I really seriously think deep down in y'all, for those, now the y'all who are sympathetic and understand, but let me explain something to y'all who are sympathetic and understand our issue, or first of all, you can never really truly understand it, but for who try to empathize with us, who feel for us, who rally behind us, let me explain something to y'all white people, that category of white people, y'all silence, you're just as compliant as the racist cop. Just as fucking compliant. They ain't listening to us, y'all. They don't give a shit about, they don't give a fuck about us. So we can riot, we can protest, we can hum, we can pray, we can get on TV and cuss y'all out. Y'all don't care. The important people don't give a fuck. So maybe get out y'all white privilege, y'all white comfortability, and address it. For those who want to be for us, address it. Say something. Do something. Y'all are the ones that have the power. We ain't got no power because if we had power, we wouldn't be how many people dead now because of this in the last 5 years. Not even since all this. The last 5 years, how many black men and women have died at the hands of fucking police? Or an overzealous citizen who gets off? Like a George Zimmerman. Say something. Do something. Don't just sit by. If y'all sit by and y'all silent and y'all scared to speak up or whatever it is, y'all are just as fucking compliant and you have just as much to do with it as the racist person who did it. And first, I'm not racist. Well, if you sitting here letting this shit happen, letting the injustice happen, and you silent, you go on and live your comfortable life and you don't have to worry about anything. Oh, but I feel for him. You're just as motherfucking compliant. Now back onto the goddamn racists and the people who fear us so fucking much. You fear us because you fucked up. You fear us because you know there was never any proper restitution to us for what was done to us. And you know we harbor that with every right to. Because we ain't that motherfucking far removed from slavery. We're really not. If you really look at the numbers, we're not that fucking far removed from slavery. Maybe 3 generations or 4. That's not a lot. And the mental and the emotional damage that it has done to us as a race is so embedded in us that we hate each other. And y'all did that. Y'all did that to us. With the separation of the colors. The lights go in the house, the niggas, the dark ones go in the back. Or go in the field. Y'all did that to us. Y'all taught us to hate each other. But the first thing y'all want to say is, but y'all kill each other, y'all run these streets, killing each other, selling that dope and doing this and acting all ignorant. Y'all know y'all fucked up some damn where. And y'all know we were never properly restitution for that. That it was never properly dealt with. Y'all know we got a lot of motherfucking anger in us about that shit. And yet we still live with y'all. And we still work with y'all. And we may even call a couple of y'all friends. All we want is equal. That's all we've ever wanted, was to be treated equal. That's all we've ever wanted. And we can't even get that. We're reminded daily about how much our lives don't matter. Can you imagine living with that? And what that does to you? No, y'all can't, because y'all don't live it. So I think that's where that fear comes from. I think y'all are really seriously scared that one day we gonna uprise against y'all. Like Nat Turner did. That's why y'all so quick to kill us. We're not threatening in any way. We bleed the same fucking blood y'all bleed, but our experience is different than y'all's. And there is a such thing as white fucking privilege. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's there. Y'all want to ignore it. Y'all don't want to address it. Y'all don't want to understand how privileged y'all really are with the burdens that y'all don't have to bear. You rather be comfortable and blind and ignorant than to really sit down and really think about your views and how they affect everybody, including us. And we have work to do on our side too. I'm not saying that we're pristine. We're not. But if you think about all the damage that's been done to our race by our own people, a lot of it comes from slavery and how y'all fucking made us hate each other. This shit is so fucking deep. So I hear about the riots in Minneapolis, and I'm torn on it because on one hand, I understand it. We're tired. We're so tired. And so we know that our lives don't matter. You tell us that every day that our lives don't matter. We couldn't even have a fucking hashtag, y'all. We couldn't even have a fucking Black Lives Matter hashtag with all the fucking Nancy's coming out and the Karens coming out and y'all sensitive ass snowflakes fucking coming out talking about all lives matter. Bitch, we're not talking about all lives. We're talking about the ones that's being hunted dead in the fucking streets by law enforcement. That's what the fuck we're talking about. Overzealous citizens with the whole stay your ground shit. That's the shit that we're talking when we say Black Lives Matter. We shouldn't even have to say that Black Lives Matter. We shouldn't even have to make the difference, but we have to. So all the hashtags, all the praying, and I'm for prayer. I love God. I believe in God. But all the prayers and all the hashtags and all the protests and all the seemingly uproar about does absolutely nothing. And y'all wonder why we rioted. I get it. But on the other hand, all it makes me think about when I see it, besides it breaks my heart, is the fact that now we just gave them more reason to fear us. Now they're looking at the little wild animals, looking at the little wild nigga animals out there, destroying shit, looting shit. That's why we're not safe with them, because they destroy everything. That's what's going through the racist's mind. So it's giving them even more justification for killing us because we're out of control. I don't know how I feel about the rioting yet. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm really torn because, like I said, on one hand, I fucking get it. And on the other hand, I know what it perpetrates, the images that it perpetrates to people who already hate us. But then again, it's like, at this point, why do we even care if they hate us anymore? I know this is a long rant, but I'm tired. I'm tired, and I really want to know, why do y'all hate us so much when we've done all we've ever wanted to? And this ain't a shot at gay people, but at this point in time in history, gay people have more fucking rights than we do. Let that been a gay man who was, let's say, in full, I don't want to say, well, I guess drag, or he was feminine, gay man, white man. Let that been a gay man kneel with a knee in his neck. Officer immediately fired, charged. It would have been protests. It would have been so many uproar. Oh my God, it's a hate crime. But killing a black man is not a hate crime. But killing a gay man is. I don't. There's so much work that needs to be done in this nation in terms of race relations. It's so much, because it was just basically ignored. It's like, okay, you little niggers, go free. But we're going to remind you at every chance that we get that you're not us, that you're inferior, that we're better than you, that we're going to live a better life than you, that we're going to have a privileged life. We do every day. That's what y'all did. And then when we protested against that during the civil rights era, we were hosed down and shot down like dogs. Because we just wanted equal rights. We just wanted to vote. We wanted to be able to use the same restroom as you. We wanted to be able to go in the same movie theater as you. The same front entrance as you. That's all we, if ever, wanted, was to be treated equal. How hard is that to give us? Especially since we didn't fucking ask to be here. Y'all can trace y'all lineage back to the 14th, 15th century. Y'all can trace y'all's back almost to the beginning of time where you come from. We can't do that. We can only go so far into our history before we don't know what happened to us. Our history's been robbed. Our identity has been robbed. Our civil rights have been robbed. Just basic human rights have been robbed from us. And then you wonder why the fuck we're rioting. This is why. For all you compliant white people who sit down and watch this happen without saying shit. Or the woman who loves to have her black man but don't understand what it means to raise black children. And for all you men, black men out there, where you white women at now with the George Floyd? Do they feel your pain? Because we do. So I'm over here crying and looking a hot mess for y'all. Because I understand your pain. Why you get a certain amount of success and now you want the light-skinned Kim Kardashian looking bitch. Does that bitch understand your pain? Is she crying with you? And protesting and rioting for you? This is why we get upset, white people, when people like Kim Kardashian and Khloe and Ariana Grande, whoever, emulates our look. Or what's that? I'm so upset right now. I can't think what they cultural appropriation is what they call it. This is why we fucking get upset, because you take from us without fully understanding the history behind it, without fully understanding the ramifications of it and what it tells us. Oh, it's acceptable. Curvy bodies was not acceptable until Kim Kardashian did it. And she's a white woman. Okay, Armenian, but that's over in Europe. You're still white, bitch. It wasn't okay. That we've been put down for our big booties and our big hips and our big breasts for centuries. We've been put down for that shit. But this bitch comes out, and I'm not hating on her. I'm not hating on her. I think her body's fabulous. Whatever ain't been surgically done. But then all of a sudden it becomes okay because Kim K did it, or because Khloe K did it, or because Courtney K did it, or because Ariana Grande did it, or whoever. Without fully understanding the history of it. And okay, I know y'all probably gonna say, well, Kim K is helping the ones in jail. Okay, I give her that. She is trying to help with the whole prison reform thing. I give her that. And she's using her name in a good way. And I give her that because she's going deeper than I ever thought she was possible of going. Because to me, she's just this vapid waste of space. But at least she's doing something with her platform. Now, Kim K, where the fuck you at for George Floyd? Where the fuck you at for that? Where the fuck was you at for Philando Castro? Sandra Bland? Trayvon Martin? Where were you at for all of them, Kim K? Yeah, I know the men who are living need help in prison, and thank you for that. We appreciate that. We do. But what about now when it really matters? Where are you at now? In Calabasas? Enjoying your minimalist $600,000 bathroom? Anyway, let me get off of this. I was going to talk about Doja Cat because that kind of ties into this, but I left my daughter in the house so I could rant in the car, and I could have done it without her interrupting because she's gotten good at not interrupting my YouTubes, but I just didn't want her to hear the anger and the pain in my voice, so I decided to come out to the car and do it so I can freely express myself without having, because she would be able to hear me and she'd be understand why I'm ranting and raving so much. So I'm gonna save the whole Doja Cat thing for the next video, but I have a lot to say about that too. But again, it's you know, when you don't talk about race, this is what the fuck happens. You got confused little mixed girls running around here, don't know who the fuck they are. Of course, I'm going to continue to pray because I'm a praying woman. I believe in God, and I believe everything happens for a reason. But we tired. We're fucking tired. And whatever we do from this point on, I would even dare to say that it's probably justified. Because we fucking tired of having to live with this every fucking day. That's what it means to be black. And until we can get honest about it, and until we can have those discussions that need to be had, until we can change our mindsets, this is going to continue to happen. All right, y'all, leave y'all thoughts, prayers for George Floyd and all the other ones that came before him. Let me know how y'all feel. I don't care about the hate, that if I get hate on, I don't give a fuck. I feel how I feel. I said what the fuck I said. Actually, I could have went in worse, but I'm trying to cut the video down and get back to my child, because she's probably wondering like what happened to mommy. um, but yeah, leave your comments below. You can hashtag it, whatever. But we tired, y'all. That's all I got to say is we tired. We're tired. You can only do this to us so many fucking times before we rebel. History has taught us that. History has taught us that. Is that why y'all so scared too? Because history has taught us. Oh, lips. Sorry, y'all. Has history? Oh, has history taught y'all that? History taught y'all that. You keep fucking oppressing people, oppressing a race, oppressing the people. Eventually, we're going to rise the fuck up. We ain't gonna keep taking the shit. Look how much we've already gone through as a race. And y'all just expect to keep us taking it. So I mean, y'all just gonna keep putting your foot on our fucking neck to tell us to stay in our fucking place? America the Great, right? Like I said what I said. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel about it. For you racists out there, I'm sure if y'all come to this page, well, first of all, I don't know why y'all watching a black woman anyway if y'all racist. But for y'all who feel a way about it, I don't give a fuck, because that means if you feel a way about what I said, you feel a way about me, you feel a way about being black. And I ain't got no use for you. So, like I said, as always, leave a comment. I guess we just keep continuing. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know. The only thing that I think that could fix it is not happening and won't happen because people are too scared to come out their comfort zones and admit who they are to make it happen. And it's a nationwide disease. But if we can change one person, it might help. I don't know. All I know is that my soul is tired. My soul is so tired. My heart is heavy. I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of having to justify my fucking existence. I'm tired of having to cut my fucking or bite my fucking tongue because we have to appease the white people. We have to make them feel safe. The fuck? Anyway, I got that out. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I've been wanting to say something. I just had to gather my thoughts. But when I literally was in tears about an hour ago on Facebook watching this and just, or on Instagram, I had to say something. I'm not gonna be silent about this. There's too much silence going on. That's why the fuck we in the position that we in now. Cause nobody got the balls enough white people to lend a hand and say something. Although I will give it to the Minneapolis mayor. I can't remember his name exactly, but he's a white man and he did stand up and say they need to be charged. So that gives me hope. I just hate that every man before George Floyd had to happen, or George Floyd had to happen in the first place, for somebody to say this is enough. But I do applaud you, the mayor of Minneapolis. I applaud you. Thank you for getting out of the comfort of your politics. Thank you for getting out of the comfort of your white skin and your privilege. And thank you for standing up for what's right. All right, y'all. I'm out. Subscribe, drop a comment, like the video. As always, let's talk.